Hello, and welcome to the Revival Podcast, whatever this show will be called. My name's Vandelous.
I'm Willow.
I'm the Forerunner.
And on to today's topics.
There we go. Like old times.
So, it has been quite a while. Like 2 years?
It's been 2 years, really?
I don't know. I mean, I've gotten several promotions. Our new friend, Forerunner here. I was about to say his actual name.
New?
Well, new to the show. Or, yeah.
No, he's not.
I thought you
We
were
had
on
him
the show
on for like
before.
2 or 3 episodes.
I was kind of the person, editing all the images.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's how long it's been. I forget.
Yes. It's been a while. I'm actually about to go to the YouTube channel and see when's the.
It's been a fortnight.
It has been a fortnight.
That's only a month.
Yeah, 2 years. The last thing we did was the 2017 movie trailers.
And I wasn't around then.
Wow.
That is true.
Yeah, she's appeared out of the ether.
I did.
Pretty much. So this is new and exciting and interesting.
So
right?
tell us, what are we going to be doing?
Well, for the most part, we are going to have this podcast, hopefully actually weekly this time, instead of we're going to do it weekly, and then a month would go by, and we're like, hey, another podcast.
You know a week is only what, 30 to 31 days?
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so the way we're going to do it now, because we kind of jumped around with, the different ways we do the podcast originally. But this time it's going to be simple, hopefully. We're going to do, three-ish main topics, every podcast that we'll talk about. This one's going to kind of be a bit more off the cuff because of what we're going to start talking about first. But, yeah, the format is hopefully weekly with 3 topics each, that we can just expand upon and talk about and just kind of riff off of. And the first topic is actually going to be this show and what other future shows we might have planned. So, yeah, like I said, 3 topics, hopefully weekly with the podcast. And if anyone has any ideas about future shows, start throwing them out.
I mean,
Well, it depends on what we've been doing before.
well, before it was mainly really oddly edited Let's Plays and the occasional review. By occasional, I think 2.
This channel started off, it was let's do reviews, and then that was not working. Because
Part of it was timing. I was working at Walmart at the time, and my days off was Tuesday and any other day of the week that felt like giving me. So I had no control over that, and I was in college, so getting up at 8 a.m., getting up at 7:30 a.m. so I get to school at 8 a.m., getting out of school at 1 p.m., going to work at 2 p.m., getting home around 10:30 p.m. I had no life.
Oh.
And me, I was just... I didn't have... I was coming up with so many ideas at once that nothing clicked initially. It was just let's do a review show, then let's do podcasts, then let's do Let's Play. There was no direction at all.
And then the youth apocalypse occurred.
Oh my god.
4 times in the past couple of years.
Man. Real quick, because we all agree, well, kind of all agree we're not talking about this. Don't follow scumbags.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Don't meet your hero, kids. Don't meet your heroes.
And don't take pictures of them at A3 either. Have you deleted that picture?
I don't know where that...
That's as good as delete it, as
Somewhere
as
in the
far as
cloud.
I'm concerned.
I'll probably run into it one day this. Delete. Anyway.
But, yeah, so there's really no direction with this. I think the one direction we had was podcast. And that was so fragmented, schedule-wise, like we said earlier.
Throw it to the wall and hope it sticks.
Pretty much.
Well, that's why I have a wall covered in glue. Because everything will stick.
I just go over and I'm just alright, well, this hasn't changed. Good to know. My hand's stuck now.
So then we'll stick with podcasts, but do you want to do anything else? Do you want to revive the Let's Plays, or are we going to let that die?
I mean, let's like if we did like either like live streamed Let's Plays or like it's just the four of us sitting down doing like a podcast / a Let's Play of something. I think that would work. As far as traditional Let's Plays goes, it's like unless you are like firmly established in that from day one, it's kind of hard to break out into that. Like I have a couple of YouTube channels I follow and like they were trying to do like the Let's Play breakout, but it's not their thing. And of course those videos don't do well.
Then YouTube's gone, hey, the algorithm says that's not a series, so it's done.
Yeah, is it kid friendly? Because you might not even get money anymore. That's the new thing.
See, I think more of a one-off type of schedule would be good instead of a full-on LP.
So, like, do like a one-shot type of thing and then be like, yeah, you'll never see this again, but it was fun doing for the time being.
Pretty much. I mean, like, even Game Grumps have a hard time with, like, doing longer Let's Plays because the viewer retention is lesser at the end of it until it gets to the finale and everyone's like, oh, sweet, they're beating this game? So, I don't know. I don't think Let's Play, like, series would be a thing, but definitely, like, Let's Plays in the sense of like we're all sitting down like playing a game like Jackbox Party or Smash Brothers or whatever.
That and it's also hard coming up with comedy, like actual like comedy shows, because you actually have to be funny.
It's hard to be funny on the spot versus when you're just hanging out with friends and jokes just start flying out. Like before we did this, what was it, like a good 30 minutes of us like trying to test the audio out and also just losing our minds laughing.
More like an hour and a half.
Was it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Well, you were also eating, so.
Yeah, that's true.
No need to call them out on that.
Still.
It wasn't a call out. It was just like, you're eating. We're not going to record while we hear in the background.
Yeah, because video series idea, I don't know why it's a thing.
Oh, the mukbang ones?
Yeah.
Mukbang, or however you
Is
pronounce
it? I don't know how it's actually
It's
pronounced.
M-U-K, so it's mukbang.
Because mukbang sounds very odd and disturbing.
Yes, that is the wrong pronunciation.
I like those mukbang episodes.
Hey, Dylan, how do you pronounce those cute little white creatures from Final Fantasy?
Are you gonna call me on this? I say moguls.
Which is wrong, because it's a Moogle.
I know it's moogles, but I
No, because you got on me before telling me that it's not a cow.
It's a mole. They are based off of moles.
That's not why we call them Moogles, though.
That's
because
cool, but you don't call them Google.
My reasoning is for some reason I just never like perceived the second O, so I always just called them moguls. And then
If you didn't perceive the second O, there'd be moggles.
with an accent mark. An O above the accent mark. Whatever. They're moguls to me. I know how it's pronounced, but when I say Moogle, it sounds right to me. It's weird.
it's
No.
okay. Just reserve that you're wrong.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Definitely going back to the revival of stuff. I definitely want to do movie intermissions again. Like I really enjoyed that because that was fun. Just like sitting down and talking about like a movie we just saw. I think the only one we did was
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
that was a lot to unpack.
It's just alright. To clear the record on that movie, go watch the extended version. Don't watch the theatrical cut. The theatrical cut sucks because so much is like unexplained and you don't know why things are happening. When you watch the extended cut, you're like, oh, okay. They cut out all the stuff that made the movie make sense. Like, why does Lex know all this? Oh, okay. Now I know why he knows it. Versus, because we left the theater and we were just like,
What?
I mean, it was alright, but
And the thing is, like, you saw it a second time with me because you guys already saw it. And I saw it the first time. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
It's a very confusing movie. Yeah, that was the only movie intermission we did. We planned on doing other ones.
But then life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
2
life.
years of life. I think like the last, I guess you can call it technically, intermission we did was the review of like all the trailers that were coming out for 2017.
Yeah, and I don't think we really. Yeah, we did upload that. Just
We
looking
did
at
upload that, yeah.
It's been
I
a
don't
while.
remember what those movies were, though. I honestly don't. I don't remember what came out in 2017. I know a Fast and Furious came out, and that's kind of the only movie I can think of right now that came out in 2017.
Oh yeah, because the
Yeah.
stupid line.
And yeah.
I mean, the greatest thing about that movie, it gave us Jason Statham in the Fast and Furious universe.
That's true.
Yeah, now he's did his spin-off movie with The Rock, which
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Wait, that movie has outgrossed 3 Marvel movies.
yeah, it's
Was
an
Captain
action
Marvel
movie.
one of them?
Captain Marvel,
That's not
Far
a surprise.
From Home, and Endgame.
Well, wait, how did it pass Endgame?
Not in like total sales, like worldwide, like box office sales. It's beaten Captain Marvel, Far From Home, and Endgame.
I was about to say, I'm about to go on IMDb and see like top 3 grossing movies of all time. Hobbs and Shaw, Endgame, and Avatar.
Yeah, at like local box office sales, Hobbs and Shaw has beaten those 3.
Well, it's one of those movies where everyone goes, Fast and the Furious, fast cars, watch it. Jokes! I think.
I mean, I heard good things about Hobbs and Shaw, and I do want to see it, but I was not expecting it to do well.
Well, you have the highest grossing actor in The Rock, and like the biggest action star. Jason Statham.
Yeah.
And then the best
And-
British actor.
Yeah, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
And then a plot of he's Black Superman.
Pretty much. Yeah, he was like, I got screwed over in Endgame. I'm getting my time. Whoops. I don't know what fell.
It sounds like a logo.
That's whatever.
So you got 3 big actors that everybody loves in one movie. That's money.
Yeah,
Printed.
yeah. I do want to see that though. It's on my watch list. But I do want to do movie intermission again, and I know we're gonna be talking about something else later, but I don't know if like an anime club podcast.
Let's not go with the school.
Yeah,
thing.
that was just the first thing on top of my head. I don't want to call it anime club if we do it.
We don't want to call it Weeb Wednesdays either.
Please no.
The Weebcast. I don't know what we would call that, but like doing more like
What
focused.
you watching?
Yeah, like more like focused podcasts. Like this one's kind of like just a generalization of stuff that's been happening recently. But I would like to have more generalized podcasts.
You mean more specific podcasts?
Oh yeah, more specific. This is generalized. I want more specific podcasts. Thank you. I mean, I don't know what else, like show-wise, anyone would want to do.
Maybe like start off with the cast and like, hey, how's your week been? What you been playing? What you been seeing?
Yeah, I think that's good. Start it off that way. Why don't we do it now? What is? I know we're gonna be talking about anime and cartoons later, but like, as far as like games and stuff, what have people been up to?
Well, go ahead.
Well, I've been juggling between Astral Chain, Monster Hunter Iceborne, and Super Smash Brothers. I also have River City Girls that I need to start. So I'm now in a void because coming up on the 13th?
Borderlands 3 come out?
Yeah, Borderlands 3 is coming out September 13th. And I can't stop this train.
Yeah, I recently got a Switch, so now I've been playing through Smash Bros. Unlike all the characters. I got River City Girls. I played about 20 minutes of it this afternoon.
River City Girls?
Yes.
How is it?
It's fun. I don't know if using the Xbox controller is causing some delay issues, so there's that. Then I've been playing Astral Chain as well. And then on the Xbox, I've been playing Control and Gears 5. Got Borderlands coming out this week. Got Starpoint Gemini 2 I want to start because I picked that up for like $7 and all the DLC. So I'm in a bigger list than the Forerunner.
Real quick before I get into what I've been playing, why is everything coming out right now?
Holiday season.
Oh, that's right.
Because don't forget, starting August 15th, Christmas.
Yeah.
It's here, guys.
I mean, we're selling Christmas trees where I work right now. I'm like, It's not even October.
It's not even cold.
It's not. It's still technically summertime outside.
This
and
what
y'all are
happens.
selling Christmas
This what happens when Jack Skellington wins.
Yeah, because pumpkin spice returns, and I want to spoil the secret of pumpkin spice. Cinnamon and nutmeg. It's not that hard, people.
There you
a little
go.
bit of allspice. You can
It's
buy it at
done.
Kroger.
It's been done. You all know now. As far as I'm concerned with playing, so I've been playing Monster Hunter Iceborne. It's really good. I started Control. That was frustrating me.
You need to learn to explore.
I've been exploring, but the problem is I go into the area they want me to go into, and they're like, "Hey, here's some and some snipers and some rocket launcher guys. Have fun." And you just recently get a dodge ability that you haven't had in the. You should get the dodge in the beginning of the game. I'm sorry, I'm griping. I'm really upset. You should get a dodge in the beginning of the game. You should not get it like a couple hours into the game.
It wasn't a couple hours. It was like 20 minutes.
Whatever.
You play weird.
I was exploring, like you said.
He has no control playing Control.
It's ironic because the game doesn't give you all the controls, even though it's called Control. But I was playing that. I'll probably pick it up again. I am looking forward to Borderlands 3.
Just a quick question. What type of game is Control anyway?
It's
Think SCP, but made by a major
a horror.
corporation.
It's third-person shooter.
It's not horror.
It's
Suspense.
suspensey, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more suspenseful than horror. Like SCP is like a horror game.
SCP, holding it down.
Yeah, but Control is more like suspenseful. You don't really know what's going on, but it has like this object does X, Y. Like there's one part of the game where you go to and you're like, why are all these clocks everywhere? Oh, we found a clock that likes to duplicate itself, so we had to abandon this research part lab. And you're like, all right, why does this clock duplicate itself? That's so weird. Like there's a floppy disk that has like Russian nuclear codes that gives you telekinetic powers. Why does that give you telekinetic powers? I don't know. Enjoy the telekinetic powers.
Yeah, some make sense, like a safe as a shield, which, you know, that kind of makes sense, but then, what was it? What gave you the dodge? No, the phone.
The dodge you get from a carousel.
Yeah.
I was really confused about that. I'm like, because when you encounter the carousel thing, you don't know what it is. You're like, oh, what's going on in this room? And you fall through a pit that randomly appears. And then it's like, the game just goes, find the carousel. And I'm like, find the what now? So you find it, and the game's like, you now have the ability to evade attacks. And I'm like, what? Why does the carousel give me the ability to evade attacks?
Basically, Control did what EA has been trying to do. That was implement surprise mechanics.
It's not loot boxes. It's surprise. What do they say?
Surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics. It's not kidnapping. It's surprise adoption. But, yeah. So like some of it makes like even the floppy disk you can kind of be like it has nuclear missile codes. So like the telekinetic ability lets you throw stuff like a missile.
That's a stretch.
It is a
stretch.
It is a stretch, and I had to like tell myself that like it's a stretch, but it kind of makes sense. The carousel makes no sense at all.
Dodging parents while you're trying to abduct a child.
Oh my
Quick,
god!
behind the pony.
Weren't you also playing the Fire Emblem game?
That would be me.
Oh yeah.
I am currently obsessed with 3 houses.
And then I picked up Fire Emblem Awakening again.
Fire Emblem tree houses.
That would be interesting. Actually.
Why are they all burning down?
They're all kids. Yeah, there are no kids in 3 houses, which kind of makes sense.
Because they start out as kids already.
Yeah, you basically show up and you're like, I'm a mercenary. And the priestess lady's like, no, you're a teacher now.
Like, well, I do take any job, so...
Pretty much. I'm not kidding. Like, you like save like 3 like heads of the houses.
Just the heads.
Just the heads.
Yeah,
the
just the
bodies.
The bodies are kind of important, but you know, you save like the 3 like house leaders, and then you go back to the monastery, and the priestess lady's just like, "Oh, you're gonna be a teacher now." Okay. I don't know anything about teaching.
How much you pay?
And that sweet anime waifu. But yes, go ahead, Willow.
But yeah, so far that's all I've really been playing is 3 Houses. I am gonna try to start the Kirby Clash, the thing that just came out.
Super Kirby Clash.
Because it looks so cute. But I don't want to play it myself, so y'all have to join in.
Yes.
Mainly you, Vandelous.
It's free. Download it. Do it.
I was confused about that because like the first part's free. I'm like, what do you mean by that?
It's free to start. Wait. Free to start.
Well, you know, it's like how they sell the drugs to the kids. You know, the first hit's free.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
That's terrible.
Then
Pay up. You want this PCP? Y'all got any more of that good PCP?
so Ben is only playing 3 Persona 5.
I am, yes, because Royal's coming out, next year?
2020
April?
spring. I'm assuming April because that's probably about as long as it'll take to do the translation on all the new stuff.
Makes sense.
If it drops the same day as 5, I'm flipping my crap.
My big issue with Persona 5 Royal coming out for us in 2020 is that first. So I'm gonna have to be like dodging all of the spoilers.
Have you forgot the whole like super ban that Atlas put on when Persona 5 came out?
Really?
They're
Yeah.
like, hey, you cannot show past this point.
Yeah,
Oof.
they will go after you. They're worse than Nintendo was.
That's a big oof.
Stream police will come at your door.
I saw you were streaming Persona 5. What? No.
They'll propel down the windows, up the floor, across the halls.
They'll steal your heart.
They gotta reenact the whole happening. You try to stream the game, spoil it. What? No.
No. What? No, my God. Yeah. So she's playing through Persona 5 Royal right now.
Yeah.
Not Royal. I'm sorry.
No,
Original
what is it?
Persona
No.
5. She got a dance copy.
So like, where am I? I
You're about
just
to hit
finished.
Futaba.
Yeah, because I just finished
Kanashiro's
Palace, which was way easier than the other 2 houses.
Yeah. You fight
Well, okay,
Royal.
let me rephrase that. The boss was way easier than the other 2 houses.
The boss, I kind of
Because
kept me
he's-
back because I wasn't ready for it because none other bosses fought like him.
Yeah.
That's why I say it was easier, because he's like so stuck on the shiny things that you're like, okay, well then around then, since you're too busy looking at the shiny thing on the floor.
Yeah, and you
it
just
makes it
beat
so
the
much
crap out of
easier.
this giant piggy bank mech.
I think the
Spoilers, by the way,
Yes.
for Persona 5.
Sorry.
So
It's
been out for a while. So
I think the one I hated the most was, what was the artist's name again?
what was his name?
Starts with an M.
I don't remember it.
Madarame.
Yep, Madarame. I hated that one. Because he had, 5 portraits.
Yeah,
And
they changed that.
You down one portrait.
He
Still
basically
have the other
turns
ones.
into the Power Rangers version of himself in the new fight.
That would probably be better.
I honestly have no idea.
Anything than having to try to down 5 different ones that all have different resistances, and I'm just like, why? What did it take me, 2 hours?
Yeah, it took not 2 hours.
It felt like 2 hours.
It was
took
about
a
an
long
hour.
time.
It's a difficult because you have to be like, all right, which painting is weak to what, and which one absorbs what.
And then once you have just enough of them down, another one resurrects itself, and I'm like,
It doesn't help that you're using Yusuke, and he's like, I have the starter gear for my when I come a fan of Thief, and you're like, cool. I need you to have better gear right now.
I'm just gonna switch you out.
oh my God.
I didn't because I freaking hate Morgana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I actually played the whole game and Yusuke took a backseat.
Really?
Yeah.
Once I got my main party was basically Ryuji, An, and Makoto.
See? Also
With
for
like
you,
a
Yusuke
swap in with Yusuke
took
for
a backseat.
Ryuji and
Ryuji.
An and for Haru, or Haru for An. But like, I never use Morgana because it's like, all right, Makoto can heal the whole party. An can heal somebody fully.
I basically had Morgana have all the debuffs.
It's honestly not worth it, in my opinion.
The game was a lot.
Well,
I'll give it a try.
in my second playthrough, I
he's
did
so
the
sassy.
the
He thinks he
Reaper
knows
trick
everything.
during flu season, where he's just like, I guess I'll kill myself in 3 turns and give you a bunch of experience. And you're like, cool. Yes. The worst. All right. The worst boss fight, or the hardest one, is definitely Shido.
No.
Honestly, he is, because he has 4 forms.
Yes. But when you have, the persona that kind of reflects all the stuff he does.
That's true. But cast and reflect isn't like the best thing. It's usually just best to like beat whatever form it is with whatever it is.
That's why Akechi was a joke for me.
Akechi is probably the easiest one because of like how straightforward the fight is. All the other ones, like especially the palace bosses, are just like, you gotta do something until you do the thing that they're like, oh no, now I'm weak.
Did you ever beat the Wardens?
I never did that fight. I didn't know how to activate it until I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't beat them.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do that in my
How
third
are you?
playthrough.
There's randomly, when you get to a certain point, you can just go into mementos and talk to them. And they're like, you want a box? I'm like, sure.
And then they knock you out and you're like, okay, I'll come back stronger. Yeah, I didn't do it. I'll probably do it in my third playthrough once I've beaten it again. The final boss is... Huh?
And caught up on all the other games.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't played Persona 5 again in a while. I'm kind of just waiting for Royal.
Yeah, there's no need for me to go back.
Yeah. I'm gonna get like the intent. I always feel like they do this like as an intended experience. They're like, we're gonna give you this game for now, but we're gonna give you the real experience later on.
Like, dang it, you Capcom'd me. Super Arcade Edition Persona 5 the Royale.
Except it's not a fighting game this time. It's a warrior style game on the Switch.
Oh no!
Instead of just putting Persona 5 on the Switch. Ugh.
They're not putting Persona 5 on the Switch?
No, it's like a warrior style game that they're gonna do on the Switch.
Oh.
Which I'm glad Persona 5 is coming to the Switch in any form. Like, I'll take it.
You get mad, but then you start listening to Takeover. I'm out again.
How many times have you listened to Takeover after? It's incredible. The music in that game is fantastic. It's fantastic.
I have to agree.
It's like, I'm like, I don't care how many times I listen to Last Surprise while playing the game. I'm always bobbing my head while I'm playing because it's just that good. Man, we got off topic.
Yeah,
What were we
that
talking
happens.
We were talking about the show and then we just kind of...
No, we're played.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then Persona just took over, like it always does.
They're always stealing people's hearts and minds.
So,
Mines.
3 Houses, Persona, anything else?
No, just waiting for Link's Awakenings to come out. It's taking way too long. It looks
Sometime on the
incredible.
20th, then.
Let's see.
Along with Untitled Goose Game.
It comes.
I don't know why
So
both those
slowly.
games are coming out on the same day.
Because everything comes out on the same day right now.
I guess.
Yeah, but who's gonna play the Goose Game
Me.
over Link's Awakening?
I don't think Matt.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Well,
I'll
I'm not
be
surprised
playing
about Matt.
both.
I am surprised about Vandelous.
Okay. I played Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. I was not good at it,
Oh,
so
I
I'm
loved
excited
it.
to play this game again, like remastered and everything. But I've also been waiting for the Goose Game since it was announced. And like they're like, all right, it's coming out on the same day as Link's Awakening. Now I'm just like, all right, well, I'm sorry, Zelda.
When is
I gotta play this Goose Game.
When is the crab battle simulator?
Fight Crab?
Yeah.
Fight
Oh, I
Crab.
want to play that
I
so
think
bad.
Fight Crab might be Ori L. I don't know.
I think
I think it's on the PC
I think it's
right now.
out in quotations, but it's just
Kind of like an
being
early
updated.
access.
More than likely.
out?
That game hit me out of nowhere.
Well,
I
time to
was-
go
Wait,
search
did
the
you-
Google.
I was on
play
I was on Twitter one day and I saw the trailer for Fight Crab. I'm like, I need to play this game.
You know where it came
I
from?
agree.
You know that Rave Crab video?
Yes.
It came from... as far as I know, the people who made the video were like, oh, we're also making a game with crabs. I'm like, okay. I mean, sure. Why not?
Yeah, it's on PC right now for $14.80. Such an odd price.
That is an odd
That
price.
is a weird price.
But it'll come out on other platforms later this year.
I love when games are like, we're going to come out on other platforms.
I just like how you need to put the crustacean on his back and pin it. We don't care how you do it.
Use a gun, a sword, a spear, your own claws. I don't care. Just do it. Oh my god. But, I mean, that's pretty much, unless anyone else has been playing anything else. I'm just waiting for that sweet Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3
DLC?
to come out. Yeah.
When that game came out, I marathoned it.
I know, you were talking about it.
As much as I can. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
When does the DLC come out?
I think the end of this month?
End of last month, I think it updated with
Cyclops.
But I don't know when the Marvel Knights DLC is supposed to come out. I think this month sometime.
I think it's the end of this month, like the 30th.
Come on.
We'll be able to finish
Well,
Borderlands
plays
3 in
Moon Knight.
time.
I'm planning on finishing Borderlands 3 in 4 days.
I don't know how you're
about.
going to do that.
He's obviously not going to
How many
eat,
days
sleep,
you
drink,
take
go to the
off?
bathroom.
I took off on this Friday and Monday. So I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to beat that game.
Man.
So you're not sleeping. You're
I
gonna need
beat
lots of
DMC
caffeine.
5 in a day.
What?
I beat Bioshock Infinite in a day.
How many hours is the Bioshock?
Infinite? I don't
It's
remember.
a long game if you're doing everything, but if you do the storyline, apparently you can beat it in a day.
Most games you can. When
Yeah,
you
that's
think
true.
about it.
If you just
Just go straight for the story.
My infamous I beat this game in a day game is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core for the PSP.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. That game's great.
Oh my bad. I thought you said Dirty Cerberus.
Oh no, not that
Oh,
game.
no.
No, Crisis Core. That game's great. I beat that, and it was funny because I was playing on my friend's PSP, and he just like got the game, and so like I'm playing, and he's like, "Hey man, can I play it soon?" I'm like, "Hold on, I'm on this boss." An hour passes. "Hey, can I play soon?" "Oh, I'm on another boss." Another hour passes. Like by the end of the day, I was like, "I just beat this game." I don't know how.
determination. That's how.
Yes.
And not giving up the PSP,
I was filled
obviously.
with determination.
I mean, when I beat Bioshock Infinite, it was light outside, and when I was done, I was surrounded by darkness, which I'm like, oh wow.
Wow. I think that's the only game I've beaten in a day. I think the only other game I can beat in a day is Mega Man 03, and that's just because I know that game inside out.
I tried to beat Astral Chain today. It was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's
I
got
was-
Persona levels.
I was
though.
spending like hours on like each case file, which I'm like, I need to stop and sleep.
Oh man. Well, speaking about Nintendo games, I think we can probably jump into the next big thing, which is a Nintendo Direct happened, and also Smash happens because Banjo-Kazooie came out.
The day of.
The day of. You know, I was speculating. I was like, we're more than likely going to get a Direct like in the beginning of September. That was kind of a given. But I was thinking Banjo-Kazooie would come out like
Next Tuesday.
middle of the month, maybe like the end of
But
September.
remember, I told you the day before, I'm like, watch, they're gonna drop Banjo at the Direct.
You were right. I was not expecting that. Like, Sakurai was like, hey, guess what? Banjo comes out today. I'm like, what the?
Sorry for that.
Yeah, sorry. I had to do it for Impact. But I was not expecting Banjo and Kazooie to come out the same day.
We released Bear and Bird today.
Yeah, while Sakurai's like, hey, if you want to play Banjo-Kazooie, go on the Xbox. How many times do I have to say Xbox until I filled the quota for saying Xbox? Oh, it's 3 times? Okay, I'm done now.
I do like the fact that they showed off Banjo right after the Direct with Sakurai.
Yeah.
That was nice that they just segued right into the
Okay,
play.
here's my... You can agree with me. I like it. I like the style of video that they're doing with Sakurai just like being like, hey, I'm going to show you how the character works. Here we go. Instead of having like
Pro Gamer Sakurai.
Yeah. I use 2 controllers, noobs. But I kind of like that style of video for the Smash Bros. DLC characters, because it's like, yeah, you can do what you did with Joker and do like this whole like, you know, cinematic video or whatever. But I kind of like it where Sakurai's just sitting down being like, I'm gonna show you how the character works. Let's do it.
I'm kind of hoping Terry comes out.
Yeah.
He like releases like right during E3. He's bodies somebody on stage. Let me show you how this character works. Boom, top players down. Sakurai is unbeatable Terry Bogard.
Burning!
Geyser.
I will say, we'll get into like Smash DLC speculation or whatever. I was not expecting an SNK rep.
I didn't know what SNK
Period.
was until then.
Yeah, you and everybody else apparently.
That was like the
what
big
the
thing.
heck is that?
Everyone was like Nintendo, Terry Bogard's coming to Smash. Everyone else, what's SNK?
Yeah,
Who's Terry Bogard?
yeah. When we were talking about this earlier, I googled. First character to come up, Levi from Attack on Titan.
I mean, I was expecting. I mean, when I heard SNK was coming to Smash, I was expecting Levi from Attack on Titan.
See, when I hear SNK, I think of SNK's poster boy, which is Terry Bogard. Which is funny because they have a series called King of Fighters.
Yeah.
And this is a character named Kyo, who's like the big guy there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not more popular than Terry.
Terry is the poster boy.
Every property they have is like, oh, I like Metal Slug, but he's not more popular than Terry. My Shiranui, oh, look at those pillow sway, but she ain't Terry.
It was kind of like, oh, they could do a Metal Slug character. I'm like, no. If they're gonna do SNK, it's 2 characters: Terry Bogard or Mai Shiranui. And we all know Mai was. They put Bayonetta in, but they're like, we gotta edit her so she's not, you know, racy. But with Mai Shiranui, it's like most of her idle stances is her bent over with her jugs swaying in the breeze.
And if you think about it right now, this is the perfect time because SNK's been releasing their characters like everything.
Yeah.
You got Geese and Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hamaru, now going to be in Soul Calibur. You got Mai and Kula, and they're alive. Terry is already in like Fighting X Layer, but now he's in Smash.
And there's a female version of Terry in the Switch SNK game, like SNK Heroines, I think.
Yeah, but that's an SNK game. I'm talking about
Oh,
SNK
just
characters
in
that are not in
general.
SNK games.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying, yo, can we have a female Terry as alternate game? I'm like, you perverts.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it just to reference SNK Heroines. Hey, if you want to play SNK game, get SNK Heroines, get SNK Heroines, get SNK.
I also like that little video they put together with Geese literally killing himself to
Oh yeah, jumping to get the Smash.
get the invitation.
I like that it was in the style of like a Neo Geo game.
Because when you beat him in that game, he falls off of his tower.
Oh really?
So that death animation is like when you beat him, so that's why I thought it was even funnier.
Oh man.
Oh, were you defeated, Geese? No, I jumped for a piece of paper.
I mean, honestly, if you were talking SNK, it's kind of hard to be like, why would they put Terry Bogard in? It's not like he's the poster boy of the entirety of what SNK is, but it makes sense.
He's named after one of those creepy things from Harry Potter that can turn into your worst fears. There's a Terry Bogard in your closet.
Oh my god. Yeah, they started off right with the Nintendo Direct. And I'm just gonna kind of like go through the old memory bank and try and remember. The first game that comes to mind when I think of the Nintendo Direct, because of how I reacted to it, was Daemon X Machina. I'm just like, they want this game to fail, apparently. Like, I know it comes out this month, but like, they're like, hey, play another demo of this game that's not out yet. And it's
Yeah, but it's like, play the demo and your save file from that demo will go over to the main game.
That's fine. Again, I'm not mad about that. I'm just like, they've been talking about this game for like a year and a half.
But I like how the promotion goes like Daemon X Machina. What is Daemon X Machina? Kind of like how like when the Matrix came out. What is the Matrix?
True. I don't know. I'm just like I think the game looks cool. I want to try it out and everything, but I hate the way they've been treating the game so far. It's just like.
So how you guys feel about Town?
Little Town Hero.
That's the big Game Freak game that, you know, they've been working on.
Yeah, you know, not Pokemon Sword and Shield.
What's Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Town, I think it's interesting. I just don't know what to expect from it in the long run. Just the way they describe the combat is like, you fight with ideas. I'm like, what does that mean?
They sound like Scribble Knots.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the game will be fine because it's Game Freak. Anything that they do besides Pokemon is generally well received, as far as I know.
What do they do other than Pokemon?
What's that one game you were playing?
You okay? What? Was that
No,
was somebody else?
No.
No, what was that game?
It's where you get like a weird robot arm that can.
Yeah, I never finished it because I'm really bad about
Bionic
finishing games.
Commando?
No.
My arm is my wife.
Oh, God. No, not that game.
It's Giga something. Is it Giga?
Giga Wrecker.
Giga Wrecker.
What?
I said Giga. I got Pokemon on the brain now.
But yeah, Giga Wrecker, that was the game.
Yeah, so that was a Game Freak game. They did Voltman, that old Super Nintendo game. So generally, they do stuff outside of Pokemon. It's generally well liked and received, so I'm sure the same attention will get to Little Town Hero. I just want to know more about it, because like a 20-second blurb about it is just like, oh, Toby Fox did the music, cool. What is this game about?
It's funny because like I'm like, oh, it's on Megalovania. I don't care. I don't say that. I like the whole music for Undertale.
Yeah, all the music in Undertale's great.
They apparently missed out an opportunity to put Old Town Road in there. They just need to be putting everything for the rest of this year.
Oh my god.
The little Old Town Road heroes. I got the yokai in the back.
Oh my god. What else came out in the Direct that was like significant? Well, Super Nintendo games are coming to Switch Online.
Yes, because that was what I flipped for. I got really hyped for that because no offense to people like playing classic NES games, but I don't care. I grew up with Nintendo.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same way. I'm like, I like certain like NES games, but you can just tell how primitive it is. Like you go back and play those games.
Whoa! I wouldn't say primitive.
Yeah,
I mean, and primitive in the state of like what you could do with the game. Like,
Your punk
don't
is
get
still
me
beating
wrong.
now.
Super Mario Brothers 3, fantastic. That game is amazing. But when you go from that to Super Mario World, you can tell like how much better it gets.
Yeah, because you're also going forward decades.
Well, I know that. But I'm just saying, like, NES games kind of feel like limiting.
Vandelous is the bougie I got here. I don't want to play on your primitive
I can do
NES.
that.
I'm over here in the 16-bit era.
I'm sorry if it comes off that way. It's just, I prefer Super Nintendo games. Don't get me wrong. I have fun playing original NES games. But Super Nintendo, like it was way back when it first came out, it's just better in every way. Like Super Metroid, Link to the Past, F-Zero.
Hey, that one game they forgot about. F-Zero.
I mean, it's kind of...
F what?
Super Punch Out. I mean,
it's the same mentality, like, because I started off on the PlayStation 2, but when I tried playing a PlayStation 1 game, it's like, this feels terrible. Because it was an older game designed for hardware that was older and had limitations. It's just how it is.
yeah. And I get that. It's just, like I said, I'm not dogging on the NES library. I think it's great, all the games they put on there.
What they should do is port over all the Commodore games to...
I want to play those old Commodore 64 games. Where's my keyboard?
And the ZX Spectrum. I only hear that one with the British term because it's a British computer, so I always hear ZX Spectrum.
Hey, yo, man, does it play Pong?
I think I did.
Yeah, putting Super Nintendo games on Nintendo Switch Online, probably the best idea ever.
They won't make money? Tetris 99? Pong 99.
Oh my god, 99 people playing Pong at the same time?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Or just make it 100. 50 on one side, 50 on the other.
No,
And just drop the balls.
You make it 100. You make it 101 because one person isn't playing the ball.
Oh my, that would actually be kind of cool. As far as free games go that they announced, Super Kirby Clash.
I'm excited to play that.
I'm glad.
I just downloaded it. And
I'm glad that they took it off of the 3DS library and put it on the Switch and made it better.
That's right, it was coming out for that.
It was like part of like a weird 3-game bundle where it was like some DDD rhythm game, some other Kirby version game, and then Kirby Clash, which everyone was like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
You saying DDD rhythm game.
It was!
It makes me think like it's like an urban game. And him and the at you.
Oh no! Oh my god.
The American theme?
No, just him talking like to the youth like that.
I'm gonna get that there Kirby right there.
Hey yo, escargot! Listen to these fresh beats!
But it was part of some like 3-game pack of like smaller Kirby titles that
Now
clearly
featuring
the
Daft
Daft
Punk.
made. Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
DD Daft Punk.
No, it'll be DDD, but Daft Punk will be also playable. Because the
That would
DG
be
rhythm
awesome.
game.
I would play that. Yeah, Super Kirby Clash is free to start.
What does that mean?
It means it's free. You can play it free, but if you want to do certain stuff, you're gonna have to give Nintendo that
Sweet
that
green.
that cash, the green, the cabbage,
That
It's
cheddar.
lettuce.
That
the
bread.
cheddar.
That dosh. All about the Benjamins. $1
Pretty
bill,
much.
y'all.
I love how, just a little little aside, they were like, yeah, Mario Kart Tour is not going to be all monetary heavy. I played the demo, the beta, exactly. That game wants you to spend money. I'm playing Pokemon Masters now, and I'm like,
How was that so far?
Pokemon Masters? I like it.
Who's your team?
Right now I have the yourself, which has a Pikachu. Shocker. I have Rosa from Black and White 1, and I had to grind to get her to Superior. And I have Roxanne from Ruby and Sapphire with her nose pass. Which I'm mad that, like, I think they'll update it, but like only certain trainers' Pokemon will evolve. Like Rosa starts off with a Snivy, you can get it to Superior. But Roxanne has Nose Pass, which evolves into Probopass, but you can't evolve it. So I'm like, they have to update that at some point, because that's really frustrating, because I like Nose Pass because it does like a lot of defensive stuff, but attack-wise, it's garbage. So, I like Pokemon Masters. They definitely want you to pay money for it if you want to summon a bunch of people, but if you get it pretty early on, you can get a bunch of gems. Actually, I was mad because I was going to do a like guaranteed like 5-star character summon, but it's only with paid crystals.
Oh.
It's not with crystals you can just naturally get in the game. You have to pay specifically to do this one. And I was like, alright, that's scummy, and I don't like that. I don't care how badly I want a Totodile on my team. I'm not paying for that, because it's ridiculous.
How much money are they asking, though?
Right now, because it's still in the launch period, you can get like 3,200 crystals for like $22.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a big oof. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll just play through the game and do what I have to do to get crystals. But right now, I'm not paying for that because that's ridiculous.
I'm fully expecting to hear this turn into basically another Raid Shadow Legends. The other thing you hear advertised on all of YouTube. Because everyone is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
We
Please sponsor
unfortunately
us.
are not. Not right now, at least. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Pokemon Masters is fine. It's. I've seen some people say like Gallo, but it's actually a bit more strategic than that. It's just real-time Pokemon battling. So.
I mean, it's a mobile game. I'm not expecting, real-time strategy like Stellaris, where you have to manage all the things.
I mean, they just launched their first event where you play with Blue and Flannery from Gen 3, where Blue obviously has a Pidgeot that can Mega Evolve. It's not that hard if you do the event. It's just a lot of like, I gotta think strategically about this because I'm stuck on certain levels. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Get back to the direct.
Oh yes.
How do you guys feel about brief thing they showed about Animal Crossing?
Brief? It was like 5 minutes.
I say brief because it went by for me.
Oh,
Oh my
come on,
goodness.
man.
I was so excited just seeing everything that I thought it was short.
I
can agree with that sentiment,
Yeah.
but I will say I think I was just so enthralled with the fact that we were seeing more about it and they were talking more about it. I was like, yes, I can't wait for this to come out. I'm so excited for this new Animal Crossing.
What makes me happy about it is the fact that you can play with more than one person on the same Switch. I like that.
I know a lot of people are like, who does local? But like, me and Willow, we're married. It's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna play on the same Switch. It's fun to play with someone in Animal Crossing.
So you're saying you don't go into another room and turn on the console?
All of our consoles are in the same room.
I can't go. The time that happens is if one of us is like, I'm going to the bathroom and I'm taking the Switch with me.
The thing about that is, I would like to see more of the co-op because it seems like everybody's constrained to a fixed camera if you're playing with multiple people.
That's a good point.
Might be the case, which I
like,
mean,
how far would it pan out?
I'm sure it would eventually do like the split screen.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a pan. I want to be like, if I leave you, then it'll go to a split screen.
Yeah, I think that would be the smartest choice, but they didn't really show that, so it's kind of hard to say. Like,
They're like, look at all these 8 people you can invite for an online fun fest. I'm like, cool.
Am I stuck looking at these same
Now, the
7
question
people?
I would have though is, can you have 2 people on the same Switch, 3 people on the same Switch, and then someone else pop in from online?
I can't imagine why not, but again, this
Because
is
a lot of games don't
Nintendo
let
we're
you
talking
do that.
about.
A lot of games make you either be together, local, or split up online.
That's what I have an issue with, because Nintendo is known for like, yeah, we're gonna be really innovative right now, and then they'll do something that's like
Star Fox Zero.
pretty much. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's too early to say like what is or isn't with Animal Crossing right now.
I also would love to see the character creator, because playing the old Animal Crossing games, you don't really customize your character. You say,
You just
hey,
answer a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I hope
And
there
hope you don't look
is.
ridiculous.
I hope there's a character creator,
But
because it's
see-
kind of a pain in the butt to be like saddled with something that you don't
seeing,
like.
dark-skinned villagers now.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm super happy.
I'm
Yeah,
also happy.
I
That's
hope I can make my character not look like a gremlin.
As a quick aside, all of us are brown skinned.
skinned.
Yeah. Brown skinned. Yeah, I do hope they ditch like the answer these random questions and maybe we'll give you something you like. And they're actually like, no, here's a character creator because we recognize that not everyone's a white male or female.
Hey, welcome to my island. What's your sexual preference? Excuse me?
Are you male, female, trans? What? What? Why does this matter?
Do you like to take the blue pill or the red pill?
What about the purple?
It's when I put the both of them together in a smoothie. That's not a pill, that's just a smoothie.
We're gonna
Shut up.
give you 3 options. Then we're gonna add DLC so you can choose to do nothing. I'm like,
That's a great reference.
please, I just want to customize my character.
but are you sassy or just kind of like about everything? That doesn't answer anything in my question.
How do you
wanna
feel about the
customize.
legalization of marijuana?
I'm down with it. You're clearly dark skinned. What?
Animal Crossing new profile.
I would love it if what's his name said that after you answer a particular question. Well, you must be a dark skin. Excuse me.
Mr. Rossetti. I know you have a job, but still.
Oh my god. Actually, he's technically out of a job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There is no resetting anymore.
Also, no cloud saves with this new Animal Crossing game.
Oh my god, that kills me. I hate that. I hate that certain games are just like, yeah, we don't want people cheating, so no cloud saves. You do realize people have hacked
Diablo.
an Android
Have you seen
system on the Nintendo Switch.
Have
and
you
you're
seen
worried about
Diablo 3 on the Switch?
that.
Oh, so you have a ring that makes you God, and you can't die?
Ugh.
I don't think that's supposed to be there.
Well, anything's still better than Fallout 76.
Oh, at least they finally added NPCs.
Well, they're adding. I don't think they've added it yet. Have
Is
they?
it not out yet? I honestly don't know.
We need
We
to ask that
don't
one
have
guy
it.
in the crowd who's super excited. He knows.
Woo! Yeah! Alright, sir, calm down. We understand you were paid by Bethesda to be in the crowd today, but jeez.
The fact that he did not get hype over Doom made me mad. Boiling up anger. The one game you should get super hyped for, he was like,
I wasn't told to yell at this exact moment. So.
I didn't get paid to yell at an Ed game produced by Bethesda.
Oh, man. Anyway. Speaking of Bethesda, Doom 64 on the Switch. What else are they talking about?
They start off with Luigi's Mansion again, right?
Yeah. They just kind of confirmed something everyone was talking about. Which was like a arena style, like, who can grab the most ghosts? Which is like, okay. That's gonna sound really weird later in editing.
Actually, what was the game that Bethesda has been secretly sitting on for forever and they've yet to tell us anything about?
That was from
Elder Scrolls
E3.
5?
Elder Scrolls 5, 6,
No.
and Starfield.
That is it Starfield?
It's
Yeah, they haven't
Starfield.
said anything else.
Well,
other than-
that's a new IP, so I'm not
Yeah.
expecting to hear about that for like ever down the road.
Like,
Yeah,
4
give it a
years
couple
from now?
E3s. We'll probably get like trickling of information like next E3, and then
Tickle, got
yeah,
tick you with
yeah,
information.
and then like the next E3 they'll be like, all right, here's what the game is. I feel like
I
next.
think they're waiting for next gen.
I think everyone's waiting for next gen at this point.
Well, what kills me is like they always want to wait for next gen, but they're always like, well, it's gonna be on the previous generation of consoles, so
It's mainly so they don't have to re-release it again,
yeah,
like GTA did 3 times.
good point.
But you know, they made that money
Oh yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, it didn't matter. They still made bank. They're making bank still with
Yeah.
the new casino DLC they're putting in.
They're adding more DLC to that game?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can gamble online. in
Yeah.
GTA.
So much fun, right?
Well, Nintendo won't be putting out any new consoles for quite a while.
I feel like the Switch is gonna be like, especially with what we're gonna talk about next.
We talked about the Switch Lite's coming out. That's
Huh?
a new console, right?
Huh?
Switch Lite.
It's not a new console.
It hasn't been out before.
All right, new like generation of consoles, not like an iteration on
Of
another
the same
console.
console,
Yeah.
What do you mean? The Switch 2 is coming up soon.
You mean the Switch U?
Oh! Oh my God! I hope not.
No, they call it the Switch Me,
The
and the next one's the Switch Them.
Oh my goodness.
The Switch We Are Not Your Kind.
Switch, stop calling us, please, in the middle of the night.
Another final one. The Switch. I'm done.
Oh man. What else came out in the direct that was like significant?
it off of what you like.
I
Because
guess
a lot of things weren't really that significant to me because I don't play them.
like the thing that it ended on was such like a shrug moment for me. I was like, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Okay.
But it's for the people who didn't play it originally.
It's for the people who didn't play it on the Wii and then didn't play it on the new 3DS.
It still looks like it has Wii graphics though.
Well,
No, it doesn't. If you look at it side by side,
no.
it's like a major upgrade.
It's like
Really?
characters can actually emote now instead of being
They
like
emoted on the Wii, just not as well.
They like they were in pain in the Wii.
It does look like that.
You see Shulk, like, Shulk, are you okay? Father. The Monado. Put him out of his misery, put him out of his misery.
No, if you look at them side by side, like the Switch version is what it says. It's the definitive version of that game. But it was such like a I don't want to say sour note because I'm sure some people who are like, oh, I didn't get to play it on the Wii or the 3DS will probably pick it up. But it was like such a okay, really, this is how it's ending. Okay, like it was like that for me personally. I didn't feel any attachment to like, oh cool, we're releasing Xenoblade Chronicles again. Everybody get hype.
Oh, you're right. Oh my god.
It's bad. It's just like
I know, right? That was my face.
I know the picture you're showing too.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, it's that bad.
They do look like they're in pain.
Like on the Wii version, they're like, on the Switch version, they're like, I can actually like show emotion.
I mean, if you really want to go to it, kind of like they want realistic version, the Wii version.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, you see how much Xenoblade Chronicles 2? They want the anime waifu, baby. Make her look, give her the Alita eyes. Let's do it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like they saw how well Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did, and they're like, well, daggone. The first one looked better.
I mean, that's kind of the point of a definitive edition anyways, that you're going to improve the looks of it.
Well, I think
regardless.
also cut content is being put in the Switch version as well. But again, like, for me, I was very like,
It's way more
I
colorful.
don't care
My
about
goodness,
this
it looks so
announcement.
dark.
I'm like, I played Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. Me in particular, I don't care. I didn't care when it came out on 3DS. I don't care that it's coming out on the Switch. So for me, that being their final announcement was just like, whatever. Okay. Keep riding that cash cow of Xenoblade Chronicles.
And here's my friend in the corner. When they're gonna bring back F-Zero?
They did.
And I'm like, dude.
On the Super Nintendo Online.
Dude, F-Zero's dead. Mario Kart killed it.
Pretty much. We were talking about this. We were like,
Captain Falcon's never a character. He's always been in party games like Smash Bros.
We were talking about this. It's like, think back to the GameCube era. How many people talked about Mario Kart Double Dash?
Everybody.
Yeah, pretty much everybody was ranting and raving about the game. How many people talked about the F-Zero game that was on it? I can't even think of what the
There was an
proper name
F-Zero
of
game
it
on?
was.
Mhm.
I can't even think of what the name of the game actually is. All I can think of is the GameCube F-Zero
I think
game.
we're just called F-Zero.
It had like a subtitle to it. I just don't know what it was. I think it was like 0G or something like that. It's just like, that's how well that game did on the GameCube.
GX.
GX, yeah. No one knows what the subtitle is.
Yeah, because I do remember they released a TV show on, at the time, Foxbox, good old days of Foxbox,
Oof.
with the show F-Zero GX.
Yeah.
The show was, for kids to death.
Oh my goodness, no.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was.
much.
It probably wasn't as bad as like the Sonic X, but it's still for kids. Anything they touch is cursed.
Apparently, that game and the Game Boy version, F-Zero GP Legend, came out the same year.
What?
I remember the Game Boy one.
How well did GX sell?
Have you seen that new 2 years?
I'm asking for clarity. Like, if you look at Double Dash sales versus GX sales, like,
Why would you put it against Double Dash, though? That's not very fair.
Because that's the only thing you can put it up against. You're not going to put it up against Smash Brothers Melee.
You can put up against Kirby Air Ride.
Yes. He has a point, though.
The point is that it's a joke. No one played Kirby Air Ride for the competitive. They played it for City Trials and City Trials alone.
So in 2018, it was confirmed that it was 1.5 million copies worldwide.
Really?
Yeah.
GX?
Yep.
Double Dash sales?
I haven't looked that up yet, but let me check.
Here, get to it. Oh, we must sit here silent. Yeah. The fact that it sold that few copies, and I say few because...
Well, in the first 7 weeks, it sold 1 million.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that few copies to this point in time, I'm gonna go on a limb and say, yeah, we'll probably not see F-Zero. Like, I would be surprised if, like, next E3 they're like F-Zero and not a re-release of a game, and it was a brand new game. I'd be very surprised.
I'll be surprised if we see F-Zero before Metro Prime 4 comes out.
I'm getting the feeling that we'll see Metro Prime 4 like next E3. I feel like Retro Studios, they know what they're doing. I know that it was announced like, oh, they had to start from scratch.
We did not know what we were doing.
Yeah.
We should have called the original people back immediately. And you know what? That's our bad.
Yeah. My thinking is, I know like a lot of people are like, oh, we're probably not going to see this game for like 2 years. I'm sure that Retro Studios probably kept some stuff that was made, and it doesn't make sense for them to be like, alright, everything's going in the furnace because we can't use any of it apparently. No, I'm sure they kept some stuff to use. But,
apparently that was that rumor about Final Fantasy VIII. Well, that wasn't remastered, it took so long.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently they said that, we lost everything.
Lies.
How did they lose everything?
Lies.
Did the building catch on fire?
What do you mean? Where's the old code at? What old code?
That's a bunch of lies right there. No, I'm sure Retro Studios kept some stuff from... Who was working on it?
Who was working on it originally?
Yeah.
I think it was Nintendo who was doing it in-house.
No. It was another studio they hired.
Well, did they fire that studio then?
Pretty much. They were like, we don't like where this is going, so we rehired Retro Studios, like we should have done in the beginning. Oh well. No, it was somebody else, but I don't know who. Because the thing was, like, there was some Retro Studios game that they've been working on for who knows how long.
It was
some mystery project.
It was, wasn't that Recore that came on Xbox? Was that Retro?
I don't think so. It was legitimately like a super secret project they were working on for Nintendo. I don't know what it was.
It was Level 5 Concept? Yeah, that's a stupid name. I guess.
What's that Level 5 did Recore?
Yeah.
Concept is a Mega Man's creator.
Oh, why put an M? Why put an M?
So not be Concept, it's Concept. Because you wanted to rip off of Capcom's name.
And Armature Studio and Sobo Studio.
So your Retro still working on that secret project now?
I don't know. I guess. As far as we know, it's not been announced. Whatever it is. But yeah, I'm just glad it went back to Retro. Because I'm like, when I heard it was some other studio, I was like, why didn't they just give it back to Retro? That makes no sense.
No, the same reason they give it back to Country Rare.
Yeah. Good point. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the big thing that a lot of people are taking from the Direct was after the Direct, which was Sakurai being like, hey, another Fighter's Pass, which, I mean, I was saying they're going to have to do another Fighter's Pass. Like, I feel like Ultimate...
I'm just surprised they announced it before the 5th character.
Same. I'm kind of surprised that they did that. It's just like, we don't even have Terry Bogard yet, and it's just, they're already like, hey, we're doing more DLC. I feel like Sakurai realizes that the game is sold incredibly well.
They're not going to let him quit until everybody's happy.
Pretty much. I mean, he said as much. He was like, I want to make people happy. Like, I want to explore different game worlds inside of Smash. And this is pretty much the one opportunity you have. Because whatever the next console is, there's going to be another Smash Brothers game for that. And it's going to not have all these characters.
Yeah.
So this is the one and only time you can be like, I want to throw in so many characters to this game that people are going to be talking about this forever.
People will be playing it forever.
Yeah. So...
Just like we're still playing Melee.
Melee will
there are some
die.
people that are like, I want
Never
Melee
die.
back at EVO. And everyone else is like, yeah, Ultimate was made to be played at EVO. Go away. But, I guess we'll all say, like, who we think the 5th character is for this DLC pass, and then we'll kind of go into speculation for the next DLC pass. So who wants to start off?
I mean, I think we'll get some type of an RA rep, like Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine. That is my feeling. Or like everyone else is saying, Tracer. I also go by that.
I mean, if that rumor,
Which one?
the one about the female in the mech,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that was meant for Terry Bogard.
I mean, it could have still been.
That's true.
It's like, oh, red herring's Terry,
Yeah.
but if it's a girl in the mech and they just announced Overwatch, I'm saying Diva.
Diva?
It feels weird to say Diva because she's not...
She's a gamer.
That's true. And I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying, like,
She plays games.
as far as it goes for being, like, the face of Overwatch, like, who's on the box art?
Tracer.
Yeah.
But
She's not in the mech.
she's not the meme.
True. Yeah. Dorito.
Zero Mountain Dew Gremlin.
That's true.
Other than, of course, everyone saying a female in a mech. If we didn't hear that, what would be your ultimate guess?
If anything, I think we need more representatives from other companies. So I've been saying Chief from Halo.
Master Chief?
Well, we already got Banjo-Kazooie. I feel like that is the quintessential Microsoft.
No, he's not.
He's not.
And in terms of
He's a
Smash
retro.
Brothers,
He's
I'm
a
not
retro
saying
one,
he's
but
a
not-
Lex. He's a Lex.
character. I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying, like, if you were to pick your dream character from Microsoft.
If I'm picking a Microsoft rep, it is Master Chief.
Oh, well.
If you think Xbox, you think Halo.
Yeah, I have to agree
You
with
think,
that.
oh.
Hey, if not Master Chief, then Arbiter, or just a Halo character.
If not
But
Master Chief, then Marcus
I mean
Phoenix.
in the sense of, like,
That
who
too.
would be most appropriate to Smash?
You're gonna see,
Master Chief
you're
or
gonna see,
Banjo-Kazooie?
you're gonna see Mario get hit with a lancer.
But which kind? Because you got the retro.
No, you're gonna get Lancer.
But I'm saying in the sense
His
of,
final
like...
smash would be the Hammer of Dawn.
I'm saying in the sense who is more appropriate for Smash from Xbox? Master Chief or Banjo-Kazooie?
Thing is,
Banjo.
Yeah, that's
If not,
That's what I mean. It's like, I'm not, again, Master Chief would be pretty cool. I'm not doubting any character at this point. I'm like,
Well, how
at
would
this
he
point,
be
I'm like,
played?
Waluigi could get in, and I wouldn't be surprised.
he'd probably put him like Snake because he probably wouldn't get like the same recovery style where he can get really good recovery, but he'd punch everyone senselessly.
Yeah, but he has more guns, and now that we have Joker with a gun,
with neutral special gun.
that's true.
His
Gun.
neutral special is
Just
gun.
gun.
The thing with Chief is that, like, if you were to go with like the lore of Halo and stuff, he's abnormally fast and strong, part because of his
And
armor.
tall.
Yeah, he's 7
Yeah.
feet tall, so I mean, he'd pretty much be in the same class like Donkey Kong and Bowser.
If you want to talk about like a
Don't go
off your
Bowser,
head moveset, I can see side
Gandalf.
special being plasma grenade or energy store dash.
Mhm.
I can see down B being armor lock. So it'll hit you, just
Yeah.
breaks
Yeah.
out.
Or
There's
anything like the energy
there
Neutral-
is enough going on with him that you
Neutral
can
special-
take a moveset out
Neutral
Yeah.
special is either rocket launcher or Spartan laser.
of.
Or you make his up special a rocket jump.
I can see a
I can
rocket
see
jump
rocket
as his
jump.
up
That's
special.
that's good.
Or
No
grabbing
character
hammer.
has that.
Just run him.
No, that's his forward smash.
All right, man. Who would you say is DLC character for this Fire Pass?
DM guy.
Yeah, same. I'm like, there's too
Can
much
you pick
happening.
someone else? He just picked that. You have to pick something different.
I can't because that's the only other character I can think of that makes the most sense right now. You've got the original Doom trilogy and Doom 64 and Doom Eternal coming to the Switch. Not to mention, Bethesda has been in talks with Nintendo about Smash.
They're gonna bring in the Nord from Skyrim.
Oh,
boom! Oh, I see you're awake.
just bring the dragon instead.
That'd be the trailer. Like Link wakes up in the back of a cart, and the guy's like, "Oh, I see
You're
you're
awake."
finally awake," and it's like, "Boom, Nord."
Oh my god. I mean, for me, it's one of two things, and I do feel Doomslayer, whatever they'll call him, is the more likely choice. The other choice I have is like a Monster Hunter rep.
That would be nice. We
And
already
I
have
was-
the Rathalos.
And you know, playing through
not this one,
Iceborne, I'm like, they don't even have to do like the generic hunter thing. I would much rather have like the chief be the character.
I want that guy in the chair with a giant long sword. Like, I want to see you do something.
But
Palico has now entered Smash.
But on all seriousness, I feel like instead of going, because so many people are like, oh, why would they do the generic Monster Hunter? There's nothing special about him. Alright, to counter that
Did
argument,
you see Marvel vs.
Animal
Capcom
Crossing
Infinite?
character, the villager.
Did you see Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
Yeah, exactly.
One of the characters was the
The
Monster, Hunter.
yeah.
Some chick in Rathalos armor.
Yeah, it's alright, fine. But for me, I'm like, either Doomslayer or the Chief. Because if you want to like bypass the whole, oh, but they're not special, do the Chief. And he can still use all the different weapon types.
I mean, seriously, it's cool seeing that shock factor of like Doomslayer coming.
Yeah.
But do you know how crazy it would be if you see like all the characters fighting and then the Halo music starts playing?
That would be awesome.
That would be
Again,
awesome.
I'm not in the camp of people who are like,
It would be like the Halo 3 trailer. You know, with all like the battle zone, the giant shield, the drums is dum dum dum.
that would be awesome. And I'm not saying that couldn't happen. Anything could happen at this point. My whole thought is, what is the most likely from this fighter pass? Because with the next fighter pass, I have no idea. Pretty much every character's back on the table.
The
Anything
floodgates
can
have
go.
opened.
Who knows? Even Sony might join on if they get their crap
Kratos
together.
has now entered Smash. It'd be like the new one with his son, boy.
Boy.
You start picking completely random names, no actual proper character. So, City Skylines join the battles. City falls.
But in all seriousness, it's like,
But in all seriousness, if it was this pack,
yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Ryu Hayabusa.
People have been.
Cause do they have any Tecmo representatives?
No, I do know that Bandai Namco. Who owns that?
Tecmo.
Is Tecmo?
No, Tecmo.
It's just itself.
Tecmo Bandai.
Yeah. So I do know that Bandai Namco.
No, it's just Tecmo by itself.
Just Tecmo by
Bandai
itself.
Namco is Bandai Namco.
Okay, I was curious. I do know that there is no Tecmo character, and we could absolutely get Ryu Hayabusa. I don't know who else from Tecmo would be. Who would beat him out? It's just like,
Kasumi, I don't know.
yeah, it's when you think of like
Kasumi and her assets has entered Smash.
it's when you think of like I mean, Ryu Hayabusa is a legacy character from Nintendo's history. Like Ninja Gaiden was on the NES. If they were gonna put a Tecmo character,
He'll be the hardest character to play. He gets hit once and then flinches and falls off the
pretty
stage.
much. It's like if you were to pick a Tecmo character, it's kind of like with SNK. Terry Bogard's the face of SNK. Ryu Hayabusa is the face of Tecmo. There is no other character that would come from that company. As far as like the next fighter pass goes, I feel like we'll get. I feel like one or two of the characters will definitely be from Nintendo. I just don't know who.
I'm still hoping for a way forward character.
A way forward character? Yeah.
And there's only one.
Shantae.
Shantae.
Yeah. Shantae needs to be in this game. I'm getting sick and tired of that.
I'm also one of those people who be like, yo guys, we got Ken Ryu over here, we got Tape SNK, Sub-Zero's coming.
Sub-Zero or Scorpion, one of the two.
Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm, they said
Mortal
come
Kombat
on.
11 is on the Switch.
They give him Shao Kahn instead.
No, they give us Baraka. Or barely, yeah, Melina. It's like, there's Melina, you all talk about she wasn't in Mortal Kombat 11. She's here in Smash. Thank you, but God.
Yeah, Scorpion or Sub-Zero would be a good pick for the next Fighter Pass, I think, if they're not in this one.
And a really dumb one, Driver from Forza. His phone smash just runs everybody over the car.
Another one a lot of people say is like Crash Bandicoot, which...
But they can't do that until Sony jumps on board.
No.
I mean...
It's Activision property now.
It is?
Sony's on board with Joker. That's...
So Crash and Spyro are owned by Activision.
Yeah. My thing is both
It's just a possibility.
Both characters don't have much moveset potential, but if I were to
Crash
choose,
has less than Spyro does. Spyro has way more.
Spyro has less moveset potential than Crash.
No.
Because
if you
Crash,
play all
you
three
can
games
kind of
for Spyro, you see he gets a lot more moves. Crash does not get a lot of moves.
Well, Crash has like gadgets that he can use. That the soundproof is falling off again. We're gonna fix this eventually.
So, but when I think Spyro, I think that he has like a mechanic like Peach does, where he can glide.
Yeah.
It would be a limited glide.
It would be limited because it's...
Because most of the time
pretty
he
much
can't
just
completely
gameplay.
fly anyway.
It's just when I think of those two, I think Crash has a bit more moveset potential. I'm not saying... It's just that Spyro's is a quadruped, and it's like, he breathes fire and flies, and has a ram attack, and...
That works.
I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but if I were to pick one of the two, Crash has a bit more going on because he does have the gadgets. He does have Aku Aku.
Okay, you have a point, yeah.
So if you pick either or, you would definitely go Rayman, right?
I would love it if Rayman was in this game. All honesty. Like...
What about the rabbits?
No.
Come on.
No. No.
Mario Rabbit with a gun.
No, I'm sorry. If we're getting a Ubisoft character, it has to be Rayman.
Altair.
Ezio.
Be Echo Fighter.
We get Ezio from
you just get the assassin, and you can switch them between the protagonists.
Exactly. Pull a Dragon Quest.
Every time a new one comes out, they just added another model. So you got Altair, Ezio middle age, Ezio old, Connor, Edward, who the fifth guy was.
Whatever that guy's name is.
The French dude.
Pepe Le Pew. That's his that game stank.
Oh my god.
The Egyptian, and then Cassandra and Alexia.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, his up special would be the leap of fate. He's just off the stage.
You had a 50-50 chance of landing back on the stage or dying.
Oh my god. Yeah, if I were to pick from Ubisoft, it would either be an assassin or Rayman. I don't want to see the rabbits at all. If they got a crossover game with Mario, that's as far as it should go.
You can always get the guy from the first
Spirits.
Watch Dogs.
Or the Rabbit Crispy Spirit. Are there already spirits?
They might be.
I don't remember seeing them.
Speaking of spirits, Gino.
Well, we already know Sakurai wants him.
I feel like he'll be a either surprise 6 DLC from this Fighter Pass or a surprise free DLC, kind of like with Piranha Plant for this Fighter Pass.
And
That's
looks
not free anymore, by the way.
Well, I mean limited free.
And it looks like Square and Nintendo are on good terms now, so...
Yeah, I mean...
If we could
Nintendo's
get another
already
Final
put-
Fantasy round.
If we can get another
Be great.
Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Or remastered.
Nintendo's already put copyright strikes on 2 of the songs that are related to Gino. So it kind of... And they did the same thing with Megalovania, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They don't own that, though.
I know. That's why it was strange. Everyone was like, why the heck did they copyright claim Megalovania? So...
Is Toby okay with that?
Apparently, yes.
Because they released like the whole Undertale thing on Bandcamp. Something like that, the whole soundtrack.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I know they did that with the Shovel Knight OST. Which, if we're talking about characters that can go from Assist Trophy to Fighter in the new Fighter Pass, give me Shovel Knight, please.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Shadow.
No, Shovel Knight.
No, we need Shadow.
Shadow should have been an Echo Fighter. If he's not an Echo Fighter now, he's not going to be an Echo Fighter, period. So, I'm sorry. To people who...
Not Jensen. What was the guy's name from Deus Ex.
Adam Jensen.
Yeah, Adam
Oh,
Jensen.
Jensen.
I think there was somebody else. Yeah, just add him every time he shows up. Shades come in.
If anything, if a Square Enix character's gonna come up, like just Square Enix,
Yeah.
it's gotta be Chrono.
Yeah. I feel like Chrono could have been in the hero spot.
You say that, you gotta make people mad.
I know.
Oh, Dragon Quest people, this. Oh, I hate him.
That weeb? No, honestly, it could have been either way. It could have been the hero or it could have been Chrono. I feel like they probably would have played pretty similarly. The only difference being that Chrono doesn't have that full list of...
Next DLC is gonna be like more Final Fantasy tracks for Cloud.
But I will say, there is
They'll
hope.
be stupid not doing anything since Final Fantasy 7 Remake is coming out.
When does
Yeah.
that come out? I am looking forward to
I
that.
think
this year.
March.
I mean,
next
next
year.
Is it really going to be episodic? Because that's going to suck.
I don't know.
That game is big.
Yeah,
I know it's big, but
There's-
like,
there's-
then
And they're
just,
expanding upon the story
wait,
as well.
just wait and give us everything
There
instead
it
of
is.
being mean and doing it in episodes.
the
Make
way
me wait.
the reason it's so big is like the first episode's gonna be like 50 something gigs, and with games or like with a game Quantum Break being 102 gigs by itself, and you know people not buying external hard drives to their Xbox or PS4, that can really eat up your game size.
Yeah.
And because how long was the original Final Fantasy? Because I never
3 discs.
It was
Yeah,
in this game.
It's 3X.
So if you're how long like a chapter then? Would be like half a disc?
I can't tell you.
I haven't
I
played that in
mean,
1,000 years.
if you want to split it up into chapters, each disc is a chapter, pretty much.
No,
Each
just-
episode has to be like a world.
I would say if they wanted to do episodic, like, do it in the original style. If the game
Each
was
disc?
3 discs, make each episode,
Or
just
each-
have 3 episodes be really big. Especially since they're expanding on being in Midgard and
You know,
everything.
I have to agree. If they're going to do it episodically, do it in the exact same fashion you had your discs.
Yeah.
Like where the first disc ends, that's where you end your first episode. And then for the next expansion, or not expansion, but for the next episode, where the second disc ends, that's where you end the next one. Just do it in 3, like you did the original.
I think that would
But
be the
but
best.
that game's pretty big.
It is
well,
a big game.
it's gonna take you a while to play, which means you have plenty of time
Speaking
to
of
finish
Square
it before the
Enix
next
characters,
section.
Sora now has a chance to be in Smash as well.
Oh, I'm hopeful, because 3 was amazing.
I really did like
But,
3.
but Sora's kind of like torn between Square and Disney, right?
Actually, I read that up. Apparently, Disney does not care what Square Enix does with Sora. I think
Disney.
as far as
they're
Dis-
like, they say, we don't
Wow,
care about
Disney.
Sora. Don't you touch Riku, I swear.
I think as far as Disney is concerned, they only care about the Disney side of Kingdom Hearts.
Like Mickey and all that.
Pretty much. I feel like it's pretty split down the middle.
Their
Square Enix
IPs.
has like all Square Enix has like all like the Square Enix or like original characters, and Disney only supplies the Disney side of everything. But as far as I know, I read an interview where Disney was like, "Yeah, we don't care what they do with Sora. He can be in Smash."
I wish.
You know?
I hope it came like that too. What do you think about Sora Kingdom Hearts? Smoke a giant's car? Oh, that weeb?
But yeah, as far as Disney's concerned, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Disney would never allow that." Disney does not care, as far as I know, from what I read. So Sora does have a legitimate chance of being in the next Fire Pass. But
See,
He would have something interesting, something along the lines of Hero.
Yeah, he would be similar to Hero, not as extensive with that spell list.
No.
with his down B.
he can use his friendship to open up the darkness in your heart with light.
I know a lot of people were like, "Well, you can't have a Sora moveset without Donald and Goofy."
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
He
Donald,
can be in the
all
final
he does
Smash.
is
He
heal
doesn't have to be
himself,
there.
and Goofy. I'm like, have you played a Kingdom Hearts game? They don't do anything.
The issue is making him feel like he jumped out of that game.
Yeah,
This man.
yeah. I feel like that would be the best. He could have like fire, ice, and thunder spells as like his specials. I don't know what else he would.
Fire God.
Do. I feel like it would play pretty similarly to Hero in that respect. Like,
But I feel like he'd be a little more floaty.
Only thing is,
Yeah.
if I had Sora, I want to have the summons, and you can't have that in Kingdom Hearts.
That would probably, I would say, like, if you were to do a summon, it would have to be, like, a
Stitch
final
with
smash. I think his final smash would have to be a summon.
No, his final smash would be him going to Valor form or his limit
Yeah,
forms, and then Riku jumps in and he's slash.
I could see that. Kind of like in the vein of, like, Shulk's final smash.
And then it'll be the recreation of that whole Zemus fight.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, honestly...
Bakari cheering from the side.
She tries to be helpful.
Yeah.
Most times she's
Even in the third
kidnapped,
game,
but she
she's
does
not
try.
helpful. In the third game, she's like, I'm gonna help fight, and she kind of does, and then gets kidnapped, and then is like...
No.
The poor thing, she tried.
Surprise, adopted.
And then she gets Sora killed.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
technically killed. I don't know.
He's, I guess, stuck in the darkness.
We're
I don't
getting,
know.
we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4 apparently.
I
so
love that. Like, yo, man, this is the last Kingdom Hearts story. Like, good. Then you're like, wait a second, what? Said we said Kingdom Hearts and stuff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Who knows where these characters are going next?
This is our new project.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it alludes to. Is like,
Which I'm like, they got me.
Which it looks interesting, that little snippet that they gave you at the end. With, I forgot what
wait another 5 years.
which Rex's favorite character was from
wait
that
another
video
5
game.
years.
But it looks
We'll get
interesting.
whatever that is.
Whatever it was.
Were they like in like Japan?
It looked like Japan, like
Yeah.
Shibuya or something.
It definitely looked like Shibuya.
But I'm excited to see
Neku
what
and
that is
Smash.
actually supposed to be, and why
Can
is
I
Sora
have that,
there?
please?
What?
Can I have Neku and Smash?
Oh
When
my
the world ends
gosh.
with you. No, seriously.
Yeah, you can. It's a spirit.
Come on now.
New to the spirit board. All these characters we're not gonna code in this game.
No, I mean, we kind of have like 3 of the biggest like they'll never do this characters. We got Ridley, we got K. Rool, Banjo-Kazooie. I feel like not many characters are off the table with this next Fighter Pass.
Mhm.
I feel like we will get like 1 or 2 Nintendo characters, but kind of like with this pass, this pass is pretty much primarily all third parties. I feel like the second Fighter Pass will be mostly third parties. The way he worded it, Sakurai was like, I want to bring more game worlds. It's like, what else could you possibly do with Nintendo characters? It's like, you either use characters that are already in established worlds that are already in the game, or you do third parties.
Make everybody Waluigi all today.
I hope Waluigi never gets
Waluigi.
Oh my gosh,
Waluigi
that's
without
so
a mustache.
mean.
I hope he-
Waluigi without a hat.
I hope he
Waluigi
never
without
gets
his
a
trousers
playable
on.
character. He's always there in an assist trophy.
It just feels weird that of all the party games, he's not playable in this. I genuinely, I'm not saying I want Waluigi for the next Fighter Pass. I'm saying it's kind of weird that he's in all these other party games,
But not Smash.
but the premier party fighter game, he's not in. He's just an assist
Do
trophy.
you remember back in Smash 4 when characters got announced as meat outfits? People
Yeah.
were like mad. And then
Yes.
Sans got announced as the costume, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's in, he's in." Which I'm like, what happened between then and now?
Because it was primarily the fighters ballot where they were like, hey, Bayonetta's in, even though she was like 5th on the poll, but she's the most character. So
Remember who was top?
what?
Remember who was top?
I believe it was either K. Rool or yeah, it was one of the.
And then they released a K. Rool costume, and I cursed Nintendo's name. And then when they showed that trailer with him in the game,
Yeah.
I cried.
It was a big moment. You're like,
It was
wait a minute, is this actually happening?
I was at work watching Nintendo Direct. I saw K. Rool and tears start coming. It was the happiest moment in my life at that moment.
I mean, it was non-stop. Like, characters that people were like, they'll never put in Smash, were put in Ultimate. It's hard to believe that all these characters that we have are in Smash, and they're talking about adding more characters that we would never believe would be in this game. could be in this game.
And the funny thing is I was playing DDD because K. Rool wasn't in the game.
Right.
And it showed K. Rool come up and slap DD in the back. And I'm like, they know. This trailer was made for me. Bye-bye, DD.
Oh,
K.
yeah.
Rool's here. Only king I care about.
Yup. I just, when Banjo was announced, it was just like such a cathartic moment. Like, Phil Spencer was like, yeah, I would love to have Banjo-Kazooie in Smash. All these people were like, Banjo-Kazooie in Smash, please. Even in Smash 64, he was like on the table as being a character until Microsoft bought him.
Back then, I wouldn't believe him being in that game.
It's kind of hard to believe that he was in the talks as well as James Bond from 007. You know? Yes.
So, funny thing is, you know the 2013 version of Killer Instinct?
Yeah.
He was talks to be a guest character in that.
Oh, really?
Like him and Joanna Dark.
I thought that was just a joke. Because I know Rash is in it. Is it Rash?
Yeah, Rash.
Yeah. I'm like, I would love to see a realistic version.
It'd be an actual bear with a bird.
Oh, man.
That's not Banjo. Yeah, it is. That's just Banjo right there. It's on the ground. He's not even holding it. Maul's Jago.
No, but yeah, this DLC, the second Fighter's Pass, gives a lot of characters a second chance that didn't get in this Fighter's Pass. Because I feel like this Fighter's Pass is geared more towards like region than like, you know, who's gonna be like in the when the fighters fall, because Dragon Quest was meant to, the hero's meant to appeal to Japanese fans. Banjo-Kazooie is meant to appeal to us Western fans, and then Terry Bogard is to appeal to Latin American fans.
That's the joke.
And then Joker's meant to appeal to the weeb fans, pretty much.
Yeah. I still remember that announcement too. He was doing the Video Game Awards in December. I'm like, oh, look, new Persona. Cool. And then swoosh. Oh my god, he's in Smash.
I could not believe that. Someone who watches Relax Alexa's channel, I was like, yeah, Joker would actually be kind of cool. And then the Game Awards comes by and just goes, hey, guess what? That character you said has a 2% chance? He's in Smash.
And it's funny, it was the perfect, like, I guess, moment for somebody who played the game and loves the character and somebody who knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there, me and my roommate was sitting there, he's like, who's that guy? I'm like, what do you mean?
And I started playing Persona because of Relax Alex. I was like, he's talking about this game. It seems kind of cool. I might as well play it. And then seeing the Game Awards, same feeling. I was like, oh my god, what? So, yeah. Pretty much there are a lot of characters on the table again. That
Commander Shepard has been
This is my favorite map in Smash Brothers.
Normandy. It's either Normandy or the Citadel.
It'd be Eden Prime. What are you talking about?
Final Smash, Eden Prime gets destroyed.
Oh my god. Oh, I feel like
In his stage, Eden Prime, he gets attacked again.
Oh man. Well, I feel like we've exhausted that, so let's move on to the final topic before we end this all out. Recent anime and cartoons we've watched.
So I watched Infinity Train from Cartoon Network.
Oh, is that out?
It's already done.
What? Wait a minute. It's done?
Yeah, it's a one-season thing.
Oh, come on. How was it?
It was actually really good. So I remember I saw this short for it a few years ago because they uploaded it to YouTube.
Same.
And
Is it out?
Forerunner was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Forerunner. That's how I. Yeah.
yeah, it was only 11 episodes because it's pretty much, here's the story, this is why she's here, here's the events that happen, she solves the issue, she goes home. But it was done in a way where it was enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like their characters, like even though it was only like 11-minute episodes, their characters you hated because of how they were presented, characters you liked, characters you felt something for when something bad happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really done show that was only 11 episodes long, so...
I mean, I can't be mad. A lot of people are doing that now, unless they're like part of like a big like Cartoon Network or something. Like Netflix especially is like, we're doing these like shorter seasons, but they tell a much more concrete story versus having a 26 season show with a lot of filler.
So was it a season or was it supposed to be a miniseries? Kind of like Over the Garden Wall.
It was more like a miniseries because when it ended, it was like, this is the end, there is nothing left to discuss.
Okay. Well, jumping from that to Steven Universe the movie. I was not expecting a 6th season from Steven Universe, much less a movie. And I know the people who care about it have not seen it yet.
Nope, not yet.
So I'll just give the basic synopsis. To start off, if you hated Pink Diamond, you're gonna hate her a lot more in this movie. So the basic premise of the movie is Steven is 16 now. He's established peace throughout the galaxy. And he's like, yeah, everything's awesome. I've got all my family and friends. Nothing could ruin this. Until a gem named Spinel shows up. And she's like a rubber hose character, kind of like in the style of like the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. And she shows up and she's like, hey, guess what? I hate you. And I'm going to destroy your whole planet. And Steven has to go through this whole adventure. The movie kind of culminates what the entire series has been about. Where Steven has to come to terms with his powers, come to terms with what his mother has done in the past, and also help his friends, you know, come back to what they were. Because a minor spoiler is Spinel shows up and she hits Amethyst, Pearl, and Garnet with this thing called the Rejuvenator that basically puts them back to their factory settings of a gem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, it's really interesting, and so it kind of culminates, and Steven steals it from Spinel and hits her with it, setting her to her factory settings. So, immediately, like, the first 20 minutes, you're like, oh my god, I hate this gem. 5 minutes later, oh my god, I love her.
So, what you're saying is the battle takes place in the first part of the movie, and then it's basic cleanup for the rest of it? Or...
It's not cleanup because you would assume, like, you know, Steven gets to know Spinel and what she went through, and, like, he basically is like, hey, you don't have to be evil anymore. I understand, my mom's a horrible piece of crap. But what some people have noticed about Spinel's character is that she has BPD, which is bipolar disorder. And so, at one point you think, oh yeah, she's with them now. And then a couple things question Steven's motives, and she goes straight back into being the villain. So it does a really good job of being like, yeah, Pink Diamond's a horrible piece of crap, and also this show is really good, and I'm excited for the 6th season because the way it ends, Steven basically says, like, I'm always gonna have more work to do. Like, he knows that, yeah, he may have established peace throughout the galaxy, but there's always going to be another threat. There's always going to be something else that's going to happen.
Then the Avengers music plays.
Pretty much. He's an Avenger now.
Well, they need one because Spider-Man's going.
Yeah. Stop. Don't play with my heart right now. But yeah, the Steven Universe movie is fantastic, and I'm very excited to see what the 6th season is about. Like the final season of Steven Universe. Hopefully Steven and Connie actually hook up and they stop teasing us with this.
But
would not be a relationship.
But like in a cute, you know, high school teen way.
Yeah, yeah.
And not like what you'll find on the dark web.
Yeah. In the first 10 minutes, Connie kisses Steven on the cheek and leaves to go to space camp. I don't know why she's going to space camp, because Steven even says, like, you've been to space multiple times. It's like, alright, whatever.
Well, they had to write her out for a little bit, so...
Oh, they bring her back. Doesn't matter. He has a teleporting lion that's immortal. Yeah, he's just like, lion, go get Connie. And he goes and gets her and brings her back, so it doesn't matter that she's not in the beginning of the movie. As far as that goes, the only other thing I'm watching right now is Fire Force.
Which is good.
And it's fantastic. Especially since like the second to last episode had the main character ending with curb stomping somebody into the ground so hard that they cracked the ground.
I really expect him to shout Falcon Kick as he did it.
I love how you saw like the big explosion, but then they were still on whatever floor they were on. Just find like the foundation thing cracked on that. Are you kidding me?
That's a really strong foundation.
They knew they had to protect against fire. People who can catch on fire have superpowers, so gotta build it strong. Gotta build it 4 tough.
That's what I
which
love.
Which is not that tough.
One thing I really like about this show is like
how adorable everybody is.
Yeah, that. But also the fact that all these like pyrokinetic people have like a different ability. It's not like I just shoot fire from my hands, It's like one person can manipulate how their bullets fly through the air. Another person is basically just like they move fire and can create like little fire bubble people. Then the main character shoots fire from his feet so he can fly around and stuff. Arthur is another character that concentrates his pyrokinetic abilities through a plasma blade. It's like they got really creative with not making it the same.
Then Pyro for X-Men shows up.
Hey guys, check out my cool fire powers. Like, everyone, get out of here, you lame.
Like, oh, that's cute.
Pretty much. But I'm really enjoying Fire Force because it's...
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's...
I was down from it when I said, hey, that looks like the guy who did Soul Eater. I like Soul Eater.
Yeah. It rocks. Except the ending of Soul Eater, apparently.
Well, that's just the anime.
Yeah, the anime of Soul Eater sucks. From what I heard, I never watched it. My friend who watched it and read it was like, the anime sucks. I'm like, oh.
Because it makes you believe that something happens. Then when it actually happens, you're like, God, really?
Yeah, I heard Soul Eater was not great. I want to get into Dr. Stone. I still haven't watched it yet.
That's what I'm into right now, Dr.
Yeah.
Stone. I'm watching Dr. Stone, I'm watching Demon Slayer, and I'm watching Fire Force.
I'm just waiting for My Hero to come back.
I watched the first half of Cannon Busters on Netflix.
Oh, that's another one.
And I'm enjoying it so far. I'm going to pick up the second half probably this week since I took some time off for vacation. Because I finally needed one. But it's definitely a show where it seems to be like all over the place, but then as just certain events occur, you start to understand what's going on and who everyone is.
Yeah.
And why they would even do anything. And then some characters are just completely ridiculous, but they're there for the fun of it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Cannon Busters too. Me and Willow actually binged all of 12 Forever, which is another fantastic Netflix show.
Agreed.
And I've binged through the 3rd season of She-Ra, which is like 6 episodes, but whatever. No, 2nd season. The 3rd season will be coming pretty soon.
I started watching Rage of Bakhmut on Amazon Prime. That one's a little harder to get into, partially because I'm not a big fan of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Also because this one is one of those like, hey, we're gonna try get really close to being like an ecchi harem thing, but not quite. It's like, I don't know how far I want to take this because it's kind of annoying. And the other thing is, this is one of the anime where they just started using CGI. And their character models are like, oh, that's some rough CG right there.
She's the most beautiful crooked face, probably breaking.
Walk animation's gone for some reason. How are you, senpai?
Oh, man.
So, one show that I finished, like, I think last month was Happy Sugar Life.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck is that?
Or Sugar Happy Life. It is the most depressing anime I have watched in a while.
That does not sound like a depressing anime from the title.
Literally, after watching the last episode, I had to watch something to make me happy because I was so down
Wow.
on how that whole series played out.
So like, does it start good and then decide to end bad?
No, so I didn't even watch the whole show because I couldn't get myself through it, but it starts off with this main character who...
I got too depressed.
Like, the show opens up, this little girl and a girl who's in high school are on top of a burning building, so they're going to be together forever and jump off the building.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Great way to start.
Yeah.
And you
Suicide Pact.
as you go along the story, you find out that the high school girl I don't even know how to describe her mental state. It's like she's psychotic, she's a sociopath, she legit murdered that girl's family.
Oh.
No.
Or someone did.
No.
No.
Just a single no.
So basically, you know that she's living. She keeps telling everybody that she found like her true love and whatnot. So everyone's like, "Oh, you got a boyfriend? You ain't telling us." It's this little girl that she found on the side of a sidewalk.
Oh my god.
And the whole time is like that little girl's brother is looking for her. He's like getting beat up, homeless, living in the streets and whatnot. And she's like literally like, "Hey, this little girl is my everything right now, and I will literally kill anything if they try to take this away from me." And you find out she's like that because her aunt, who's like a really, 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 really sadistic person. Her view on love is you can beat the crap out of me wherever you want because that's how you express your love to me.
Oh.
Oh, that's not love.
That's
Yeah.
no.
And like the one clip I saw with the aunt, she was able to get inside this officer's head so much that he panicked and had to basically run out of the apartment because he was just freaking out from how she was getting into his head.
She was basically forcing herself onto him, and his female officer partner had to throw her off and be like, "What are you doing? We need to go now."
Oh my god.
Yeah, the show is one of those. The title is more of just a character's perception on things.
It's very niche.
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, no.
The most I'll go is a Psychopaths.
Which I still haven't watched that second season.
What?
I got.
Okay, I haven't finished that second
I
season.
got my
so I don't have
roommate
more
to
talk.
watch it. He's
Really?
hooked. He's
Yeah.
already on the second season. He said, "You can watch with me." I'm like, "No, I can't. I can't because I want the ending to be the first season ending."
Psychopaths was great. I'm trying to think of other ones that I watched. I'm not really into much else. I'm watching One Piece.
Always.
I'm
So
always.
it's continuous.
Well, I'm kind of letting
JoJo-
it backlog a little bit for me.
I was super into JoJo Part 5 and it ended recently.
Mm-hmm.
So now I gotta wait for Part 6 to be announced
Don't you love that?
because we're like, get made.
Right?
We're like, please do a great job, make Part 5. And it's like Part 5 was phenomenal, so it's like, please Part 6.
Well,
Then Part 7.
I'm just waiting for My Hero to come back. Reading the manga, it goes places. Like, does anyone want to be spoiled here? Because
I don't actually.
okay, a major player from the season we just watched gets a lot of stuff happen to them, and you're just like, okay, what's going on really with this character?
Also, the fact that the My Hero creator said that, oh yeah, the series is gonna be ending soon.
What?
He said by next year, I think that it's gonna be
What?
done.
Like
You gotta
the
be
manga
kidding
creator?
me. No, come on. They're in their first year and he wants to end it?
Well, he's telling his story. What do you want from him?
I want more.
Read Vigilantes. Read Vigilantes.
Yeah, I guess. I will say that I like what they're doing both in the show and the manga is they're setting up Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki to be like the next big three, which I like. Because it was kind of obvious from the outset, like they're the most powerful of all the other students.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot more going on with them. Another thing I'm excited to see is Endeavor to get his redemption arc. Because, as we all know,
He's a piece of crap.
yeah, he's horrible. And I like in the manga that he takes the steps. He realizes that now that he's the #1 hero, he's under... I'm not going too spoilery. I know, but it's kind of it's like he's the #1 hero now. That was obvious that was going to happen. But I like that he's taking that and he's like, okay, that means more than just being the #1 hero. It means I have to be this person. I have to live this person, and that starts at home. And I like that he associates that with this starts at home.
And that ripples
Yeah.
to all the other pros, which I'm like, pretty cool. I like seeing where this is going.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm also excited to see the My Villain Academia arc that we'll get from the manga.
They just finished.
Whew. That finished hard. Like, no spoilers, but you thought the League of Villains was not a threat. They are a threat now. They are the biggest threat that the heroes have now.
Which is good because Shigaraki kept like a joke. You saw him.
That was the thing.
He always seemed like a joke.
It was always meant,
like he's a threat. He needs to be taken out like now.
Yeah, it was always. I feel like the manga and the show was always meant to make him the threat that he wanted to be. Like you look at All for One, and you're like, that's a threat. And then you look at Shigaraki, and you're like, that's a afternoon snack. You know,
that's a man child.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with him was that he wanted to be known. He just had no idea what he was doing at first.
And I like that the show and the manga shows him kind of being like with Midoriya, he's going to like, what does it mean to be the #1 hero? With Shigaraki, he's like, what does it mean to be the best villain ever? And you have an example in All for One, but he's not able to emulate that because All for One is so powerful.
He wore nice suits.
Yeah. He's so powerful.
He's like a thumb.
Yeah. He did look like a thumb. But he's so powerful. How do you match up to that? With Midoriya, he gets the quirk that All Might has. But Shigaraki doesn't have that advantage. He has to make that advantage, and you see that, and I like that. So I'm very excited to see where that leads up to. I'm also just excited to see Overhaul because they freaking teased him in the My Hero One's Justice
Overhaul
game.
When everything gets crazy.
That's where it's like, oh, you thought you saw blood? Get ready. He literally, like, one of his underlings is like, I'm sorry, I lost the girl. And he's like, that's okay. Your blood on the wall now. So, I'm very excited to see where My Hero goes. Because I'm sure seeing it in animation is going to be even better than just reading it. I'm also excited to see characters like Night Eye and what was the Bubble Girl's name?
I don't remember the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
There's so many characters now that
Fat Gum. I want to see him.
Everybody wants to see Fat Gum.
I like Fat Gum. I like his character. He's really cool.
I like Sir.
Night Eye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Night Eye too.
I love how the two of you were talking because obviously you both have read the manga, and Matt and I have not read the manga.
Night Eye was teased in the finale.
He was that super tall guy with the glasses that were like.
Yeah, Mirio's teacher, or his not his teacher, like his
the person he works for.
That he works for. That's Night Eye. And Night Eye used to be All Might's one and only sidekick.
See, but you guys speak like you should know this. It's like if he was literally like a 2-second character in the show, how am I gonna remember that?
I'm sorry.
You didn't watch the episode 5 times like you should have. Analyzing every single part to get ready for this new season.
Power! Freaking Meteos just wrecking all of them. So I've actually been rewatching certain episodes of My Hero just so I can get pumped.
I got my roommates into My Hero and they rewatched that series like twice. And I'm like, guys, I rewatched it once subbed and once dubbed, and they were like rewatching it again. I'm like, I didn't know you liked it that much. And he only got into it because he saw myself and Official over here playing the video game.
I hate how they teased Overhaul's mask. I'm like, come on, he's not even in the anime yet. Really? Ugh, that made me mad. Apparently, people are mad because in the game they also tease one of Shigaraki's new abilities that he gets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one it is.
I'm like, if you didn't know that was gonna happen, like it's not that big of a spoiler. But
of course, the game came out before Toga used her ability too.
Yeah, I know. Everyone gets an upgrade except Spinner. He just kind of like gets like a new like ideal to strive for as a villain. But all the other villains get like power upgrades where you're like, yeah, all right.
No, you're like, oh, that was bad before, but this is not good.
No. The only character that didn't get one is Magna, and that's because
oh, he was the blood on the wall?
No. Overhaul, as a minor spoiler to the whole arc, Overhaul goes to the League of Villains and be like, hey, come work for me.
That was the end of...
Was that the end of?
That was the end of the last season.
Well, it didn't show what the outcome of that conversation
What did
was.
Magna do again?
He was the guy with the giant magnet.
Who could, like, push and pull people, depending on their gender, which was weird, but whatever.
I repel
Hey,
women.
works are on.
I repel women.
Oh, so you're gay.
Not by choice.
Yeah, pretty much. But as like a minor, as a minor spoiler, as a minor spoiler to how it's gonna start, Overhaul basically goes to the League of Villains and is like, "Hey, y'all can come work for me." And Shigaraki's like, "No, everybody attack him." Yeah, everybody attack him. And Magna goes to attack him, and all Overhaul does is just touch him, and he just turns into blood.
What, does he explode?
So, Matt, do you want to know what Overhaul's quirk is?
That's fine.
Okay. So, Overhaul's quirk is basically he can manipulate matter at a molecular level.
Oh, so he just got rid of everything but the blood.
Well, yeah, pretty much. So what he can do is he can disassemble and then reform matter at will by touching it.
That's why at the one episode you see the guy's head inside of a tire.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
There was like a couple of, like, villains doing something, and then you see Overhaul and his men, you see like body parts everywhere, a guy's head looking shot inside of a tire on the ground, which I'm like, yep, things are picking up.
Yeah. So literally, one of his subordinates was like, "I'm gonna fight you until I beat you," and he was like, "Okay," and he literally brought him back to life 4 times. So if he's quick about it, he can kill somebody and then bring them back instantly. It's very jarring for that person to go through it. They're like, "Oh god." But he's also he's a germaphobe, so that's why he has that bird mask and he wears gloves and like long sleeve clothing.
For a germaphobe to have that power, it's very interesting.
It's not convenient.
It's
at
like
all.
Samuel L. Jackson's character in Kingsman.
Oh
He didn't like blood.
yeah, yeah. Overall's basically like, I don't like blood, but unfortunately, that's his
Well,
quirk.
if he can control something at a molecular level, he can just get rid of everything.
He could what?
Just get rid of everything.
I mean, he could, but what would be the point?
You kill them without the blood!
You gotta show how scary he is, so he has to make people the blood poles.
Oh.
That's how you know the series.
That's his intimidation thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not that he can't do it. He's doing it as like a, hey, this is how powerful I am. Don't mess with me. Like very early on, Midoriya and Midio like get in contact with him.
Don't
I'm not gonna spoil too much.
Don't even talk about it.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically he pretty much is about to threaten them like with, hey,
The deaths.
let me walk away or this glove is coming off. Literally. But
I'd be more intimidated if you would have tightened it.
like Joker.
And just smack. It's like, oh!
Yeah, he wears surgical gloves.
Oh, he's not kidding.
No, he's not playing around. He's a germaphobe. There's a reason he wears a really big bird mask, like a plague doctor.
I'm a bird.
But he's very interesting, so I'm excited for My Hero to come back in October.
Because that's where it ended in the show.
Yeah, it ended with
Just seeing
Midoriya
like
being
destruction.
like, I'm gonna go talk to Night Eye, and Overall being like, hey, what's up, League of Villains?
League of Villains.
Villain, one person.
Just one.
Pretty much. All
Just
the
figure
others
out,
were like,
that's it.
we just kind of showed up.
Twice takes into one guy.
Oh man.
Yo, I brought him, man. Oh, what's the League of Villains, man? My name's Chad.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Y'all all work for me now. All right.
I have a good up-and-coming venture that I want all of you guys to take part of.
No.
You just need to watch this 2-hour video.
This 2-hour presentation. Don't worry. I trimmed out all the fat so I can make it 2 hours. What? Oh man. But I think that will do it for this podcast. So once again, Actually, I do want to make something up front because of this whole new YouTube thing. We are family friendly, but we're not kid content. So if anyone screens this at YouTube, please listen to this last part, please, for the love of God, please. But like we said up front, we hope this to be a pretty, actually, weekly thing. So, you know, it's not like we go months and months without uploading anything. And then, of course, we'll try and work on all the new shows we're thinking about as well. But this will be the podcast, this first revival podcast. So I've been Vandelous.
And I've been Willow.
Forerunner.
And it was nice talking to you all.